All right, there we go. It's good.
All right.
Now,
Well,
do I need to be, should I have a little more light on me like that?
yeah, you should be fine right there.
Kind of just rearrange things here a little bit. How's that?
That looks good. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, good. Okay, we're good.
Did you want me to say, hey, Matt, thanks for taking the time to do a virtual ergonomic assessment? Or
What we can do here, I'll take this off real quick. Yeah, let's just kind of start off as saying hi, like smiling, and then and then we'll kind of go through the just show me what you got, and I'll show you everything. I'll move the camera around. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, super. Hey, Matt, how you doing today?
Hey, thanks for doing this for me. It is much needed, a long time overdue.
Hey, my pleasure. In the past year, we've been doing a lot of these with the pandemic, and a lot of people obviously working at home and realizing that their setup for computer work at home isn't quite as nice as it might have been at work in terms of having ergonomic tools and chairs and desks. I have a lot of people telling me that they're literally taking their laptops and putting them on the kitchen table. They're sitting on the floor in their living room with their laptop on the coffee table, and the kids are running around, the dog's jumping over. So, people are encountering a lot of physical problems, aches, pains associated with their bodies really not being in the best positions for computer work. So, we started doing these virtual ergonomic assessments, and it's amazing just with a few simple tips how much more comfortable we're able to get people to do their work at home. So let's have at it for you.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. All right. So what should I do first?
Okay. So what I always like to do is I like to begin with the position of the person, how they're seated. Obviously, you're not on the floor, thank goodness. If you were, we'd make a change right there. But if you can just kind of get your camera to show me how you're positioned in your chair, like maybe like a side profile view.
So right now, position my chair. My feet definitely can't touch the ground perfectly. Like my heels are up, my toes sometimes like hang down. But when I do lower myself down a little bit, when I am flat, I just feel that, like right now my feet are flat, but I just feel like my shoulders are kind of, I'm moving in some direction. It doesn't bother me like this, but usually I keep my feet dangling a little bit.
Sure. So that's an excellent bit of feedback on your part. I always begin with the height of the seat, because that really sets the stage for everything else. And so when somebody is sitting in their chair to do desk work or computer work, your hip should be just a little bit higher than your knee. So the seat height should be such that if someone's looking at you from the side view, there should be a very slight downward angle from your hip to your knee. And what that does is that actually causes your back to straighten and your shoulders to sort of drop back and down into a better posture, which is exactly why you said, that explains when you said, if you drop the seat down, you feel like your shoulders kind of hunch up and round up. That's what's going to happen. It's like sitting in the bucket seat of a car. So if you begin by raising the seat up, so your hips and buttocks are a little higher than your knees, that's the starting point for everybody. Now, if you do that and you find that your feet are not touching the ground, then very simply, get out, some device to use as a footrest. That could be a couple of old hardcover books, or, heaven forbid somebody still has a phone book laying around. I mean, nobody really uses those anymore, other than for things like footrests, or even like a ream or two of copy paper. That you can certainly go and buy footrests for desk work and computer work. But in a pinch, a lot of people have plenty of stuff at home they can use, and you just want to make sure that you raise your feet up enough so that your feet are just comfortably sitting or resting on that surface. So that's the first thing. Get that seat height up so the hips are higher than the knees, and adjust your feet accordingly. That takes care of it for everybody, whether you're long-legged or short-legged.
That makes complete sense to me.
So honestly, it's amazing how many people, just by making that one change to their seating position, other things begin to feel better. Their shoulders drop down. They're not hunched up. They might have fatigue in their neck and shoulder muscles. That starts to improve. So sometimes just making the seating change is all we need to do. But let's take it a couple steps further. Let's take a look at where the keyboard and the monitor or the laptop itself, where they are positioned in relation to you. So if you kind of roll yourself into to where you would type, where's everything else located?
Okay, so you can see I'm probably not as close as I should be. So if I was to keep my back flat, my arms come right to about here. So my monitor, I'm on a laptop right now. So when I'm typing, I'm probably reaching up a little bit, or when that gets a little too high, I move my laptop down, just like this. So this is kind of where this is where I'm reaching right to about.
Okay. So we did a great job of getting the seat in the best position. Now we're gonna basically do the other half of this job, and that is, I always tell people the way to find out where that keyboard should be, whether you're using a desktop or a laptop. If you sit in your chair and you let your arms hang straight down, you're sitting with great posture, okay? And then you bend your elbows to 90 degrees, the keyboard should be right underneath of your fingertips, right there, okay?
Okay, makes sense.
So right now, we can easily see that keyboard is probably about 8-10 inches forward there, right? Yeah. So first thing we would do is bring that keyboard in to where it's underneath of your hands. Now, obviously, you have it put up on a box, and you probably did that so you could see the monitor better. Let me ask you a question. I know you use your laptop for work and you're mobile and you're going to a lot of different places. You shared that with me earlier. Do you spend a decent amount of time at the desk using that laptop?
Oh, definitely. Absolutely.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to suggest. Spend a few bucks and get a hold of a wireless keyboard that you use just when you're at your desk. Obviously, you're not going to take that with you when you're traveling. That way there, you can put that keyboard right where we just decided it should be, under your fingers right there. The keyboard will be there. You'll have your little wireless adapter into your laptop. And then you're literally using the laptop nothing more as a monitor. So we can make sure we get that laptop up, the screen of the laptop up, so that the top maybe the top quarter or third of the screen is exactly where your eye line is going to hit.
Yes.
So, I could tell from the earlier view you showed me, let's assume you had a wireless keyboard, it's in position. That laptop then is going to need to go up probably about 6 inches or so.
Yeah, it would probably be right about here to be honest.
I would just take another box of the same dimensions, pop up there, and now your laptop monitor, the screen is pretty much where it should be. So I always tell people when I'm doing this, if you were to shoot an arrow out of your eyes, it should hit somewhere in the top third to quarter of the screen.
Okay, that's good information to have.
And then, the other part to close the loop on this, the other thing we want to make sure you do, now that you have your wireless keyboard in the right position closer to you, you just make sure that mouse comes back with it. There's no sense in having the mouse forward that you'd have to reach forward, which would throw your shoulder forward. Make sure that mouse is right level or in line with that keyboard.
Makes total sense.
Honestly, if you did those things, hey, we just hit the chair, we hit keyboard position, we hit monitor height, mouse position, those 3 or 4 things, that's about 90% of comfort for most people.
Yeah, I can already tell by even lifting that up to just 6 inches higher, it made my neck feel a lot better right away too.
Perfect. Yeah. So, I always tell people, start working on that stuff right away. I don't like to make guarantees because, the human body is a very unpredictable thing. But like I said, 90% of people are going to call me back in 2 weeks and say, John, this is unbelievable. I just can't believe how much of a difference that made. It's so simple. Yeah, it is simple, but it takes, a set of eyes who has seen this 1,000 times to say, boom, 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 these are the things you need to do. And it costs virtually nothing to do that.
I am so looking forward to getting that keyboard and getting my chair situated. I know that this is going to help me. What's a good way for other people who are in the same situation as me to get in contact with you so they can kind of get this assessment done as well?
I've been doing this for a long time. Any one of our orthopedic physical therapists can do this. This is like bread and butter. I mean, this is, some people look, get feedback. They give us feedback from these assessments and say, oh my gosh, you guys, that's genius. You figured it out. Honestly, this is like telling someone their shoestrings untied. It is so basic. So, you can reach out to us through the website, certainly contact our offices through phone or email. And, we can easily set up these meetings. This took 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most. It's easy. We can continue to have follow-up with the person. There are some people, we make a few adjustments. We let them wait a few weeks. We come back, do another assessment and see how it goes. We make a few more adjustments. Everybody's different, but it is literally this easy, like we just did here.
I will be sure to add the number and email address to this video because it has helped me and I can't wait to help some other people as well.
Perfect. Matt, take care.
Thank you, John. Bye.
All right. See you.